So what are the steps you need to do to set up your business and make sure your business is legal? That's what we'll cover in this video. Setting up your business can be really confusing. I know it was when I first started. I had no idea how you go about even setting up a business, and when I did set it up, I didn't know if I was missing things or unsure. Some people feel like they've got to talk to an attorney or legal, or like, where do I even go to learn, like, did I set this up right? Am I good? And it turns out it's actually a lot simpler than we think. It's just this fear of the unknown. So really quickly, let's walk through the steps that you need to take to set up your business and set it up right and legally so you're ready to start doing business. So the first thing that you got to do is pick out a name, and that's separate. That's not like a legal thing, but when you're picking out your name, I would recommend keeping the word painting in the name, so you're clearly a painting company. And once you've chosen a name, go in your local market and just search it on Google. And let's say we just started a company called Venture Painting. We went and searched that. There was no other company like, AAA Venture Painting who is already ranked really high on Google or something. So you want to make sure you're not picking a name that's very similar to someone else who already has that name, because your customers could be searching for you and accidentally find them. So you want to make sure it's unique enough that if you search it, it clearly will find you. So once you've chosen your name, you're going to go on the Secretary of State to register your company. The best way to do this is just to Google it. Google your state, Secretary of State. So Texas, Secretary of State, Colorado, Secretary of State. And it's really straightforward. You can find just by a Google search how to do that with your state. It's a little bit different in each one, but essentially it's an online form that you're gonna complete, and usually a small fee to pay of maybe $50. The next step you're gonna do is you're gonna register your business with the government, the IRS. For that, you're gonna go and search for federal EIN. That's Employer Identification Number. When you search that on Google, there's gonna be a couple of ads. Do not click the ads. Those are people who are gonna charge you to register with the government, and it's free. You don't need to do that. Skip all the ads and go down to the irs.gov site that says file for my business, or register my business, or file for an EIN. And that's what you're gonna do next. All right, you can also always Google, how do I file for an EIN, or how do I get my federal EIN? And there will be straightforward information on how to do that. Now you have all the paperwork you need. When you file with the Secretary of State, you'll get paperwork. When you file with the government, you'll get paperwork. You take that paperwork to the bank. We set up a bank account. Sometimes the bank, depending on your bank, will require you to put a little bit of money in the account to open the account. And now we have a bank set up. The next step is gonna be getting insurance. And the best recommendation I have is to reach out to me. I have a referral who works in all 50 states, who works with a lot of Painting Business Pro members, who can help you get insurance set up the right way. When you get your insurance, you're also going to want to look into getting your workers' compensation, which is going to cover any possible injuries on the job for any of your painters, or cover you if any of your subcontractors workers' comp lapsed or they didn't have it. The next step is going to be licensing, and you may need to do licensing before you get insurance. Licensing varies state to state. Many states don't even require a license to operate a painting company. But in some states that do require a license, there's different regulations. Again, this varies state to state, and in some states it even varies county to county. So you just need to do a little bit of Google searching here by going in and typing, painting contractor license requirements in, city, state. You might need to make a couple phone calls to find out what those requirements are. Let's say that you do have a license requirement. Then you need to figure out the process for getting your license. In some places, you have quite a lot of requirements. California, Florida have quite a few requirements for getting a license. In those areas, there's always another way to get a license. For example, if you don't meet the minimum required experience, there's other companies you can go through who will essentially vouch for you to get you your license. So if you're in one of these areas and you're running up against that, the best answer I have for this video is that you just got to get creative and start asking questions and poking around, and you can always find a way to get your license so that you can operate legally. So let's review everything we just covered. We've got a name, we register with the Secretary of State, we got a federal EIN number, we set up the bank account, we've checked and gotten a license if applicable, and we've gotten liability insurance and workers' comp set up and policies. All of these things can be financed. Almost all of these things are cheap. You shouldn't spend a lot of money to actually be set up, registered, legally ready to do business. So now you're set up, you're ready to go. The next step is marketing to get your first potential customers, sales to win your first couple jobs, and production, bringing on painters or subcontractors to produce those first couple jobs, and now you're cash flow positive, paying off any of your initial startup expenses, and you're just in business now. So that's how you do it. That's as simple as it needs to be. We have a number of other videos on the Painting Business Pro YouTube channel about marketing, about sales, about production, about a lot of the really service level basic questions to educate you on how you build this business. If you're really serious about building a painting company, I can't recommend the Painting Business Pro training program enough for the myriad of mistakes that we can help you avoid and how we can help you get so much further, so much faster with your business. If you have any questions about that, just reach out to us or drop any questions in the comments and we'll be sure to reply.